Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. David here with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome back to the office. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are all having a great morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are in the world. Today's video, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the Twitter feed for this morning. As you can see, we've got a CKJ post up here. XRP community meetup. Meet CKJ in Blanco, Texas, April 6th, the world's largest crypto meetup. XR community confirmed. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more diving into that because I think that would be a fun thing. I did a cross-country trip a couple of years ago, so I think it'd be great to get to Texas. So CKJ, if you're watching this video, only would like to come, but I believe subscribers would like to be a part of it as well. Also, we've got Lord XRP with Yoshitaka Kitao stated the top 20 global banks will be using XRP in 2019. Keep in mind that Yoshitaka owns 13% of Ripple, and as a big investor, he most likely has knowledge of future plans, liquidity coming soon. You guys need to get a hold of what's coming. There are big players with lots of money who are starting to move pawns. They're basically playing the game of XRP chess, and they're protecting the queen, and they're moving their king out there to try and get some good action. So that is going to be interesting as we start to see SBI start to roll out and ramp up their activity in regards to SBI Ripple Asia. That is going to be really exciting to see how they unveil or how they utilize XRP through their liquidity providing or through their cross-border payments as far as SBI is concerned. Also, from the EU blockchain, many government services involves monetary transactions, and governments will have to find a way to make it possible to carry out these transactions in the national currency directly on the chain. So we were talking about this, about countries nationalizing or tokenizing their national currency, which is going to be very exciting as we get into places like Venezuela that are experiencing massive hyperinflation. You'd have to understand that the blockchain and what Bitcoin and XRP and Ripplenet and some of these other developer application platforms like Ethereum are going to be able to provide for some of these countries in regards to getting off of that fiat system. In order to break yourself from the government chains, you have to be able to not get rid of their fiat currency, but transition out of it in a logistical way. And so that's why it says that they're going to be looking to carry out these transactions in national currencies directly on the chain. We're in our report, blockchain and government services. So as you could see, there are things happening here to take the real world assets and bring them into the blockchain. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be funneling directly into Bitcoin or into Ethereum or with the DX exchange with them putting up the Tesla or Apple stocks. I don't necessarily know the exact route. I mean, based on the interview that Tony did with the with one of the employees at Uphold yesterday, who has a very squeaky chair. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but every time he moved, his chair was like singing a song. Somebody please get that guy a new chair. Anyway, so like he was saying, is that if we wanted to get instantaneous access, if we wanted to avoid ACH transfer, Ripple, the company, could become the liquidity provider that would be able to provide instantaneous access for Uphold account funding. So it seems like there's major advancements that are coming in this market. I mean, Uphold in and of itself is not an exchange. They are basically a storage facility. Basically, you could buy and hold your XRP or your Bitcoin on Uphold. I don't necessarily know if you can transfer it to another wallet or if it's just directly linked to your bank account. That's some things that I would like to know. If you guys trade on Uphold, if you like Uphold or if you dislike them, go ahead and comment down below. Okay. Here we go. You missed Bitcoin from Jack the Rippler, no problem. XRP costs currently 33 cents. Now, this is not a current time frame price. I don't believe it's 33 cents right now. I haven't checked this morning. And that will solve a real world problem. XRP will solve a $27 trillion problem. And that's what Brad Garlinghouse said, as you can see Brad in the bottom there. XRP has tested by banks It's the best rated, $589 plus. And as you can see, he's got that picture of the bear. Is that guy saying shush? Shh, the bear. And it looks like a Capitol or government building. But just so you know, this XRP is the best digital asset ever created. In my mind, if you were to pull up a chart of all of the companies on the blockchain or that have created their own blockchain or that are working as a subsidiary entity under an asset like Ethereum, Ripplenet, or whatever, if you're building on any of these platforms, understand there is major moves coming. And most of these moves you don't even know are happening yet. This is from XRP Research Center. XRP Ecosystem Update. Since October 14th, Spring Funds, Securitize IO, Kava Labs brings Interledger to Cosmos, Mojo Loop launches Mowali, Solstice Info, Aurora ILSP, Enter Billions, SendFriend. I think SendFriend is the one that the MIT graduates are supporting and they might have helped create. And they're going to be utilizing XRapid. Bitstamp also with XRapid. And you've got the R3 Corda Settler. I mean, you can see we've got the X here in the middle. If we were to zoom in on this chart, I don't know if we can. But, I mean, there is major connections going on here from XRP and then reaching out. It's a major spider web. This is what Ripple's been doing for the last 5 years. Just laying down the tracks. Okay, as you guys can see, this dog is riding that train and he is slapping down those tracks as fast as he can. Thank you, GIF right here. It kind of sets things into perspective for you. Understand that the train is already on the tracks. There is already multiple irons on the fire that are looking to expand, and not only expand, but expose the fiat industry for what it is. Now, like I said, today's video is going to be about what is Ripple and what is XRP. If you had to explain it to somebody, if you were out to dinner and you heard someone like that one day that I was at In-N-Out and I heard those guys talking about investment next to me, how to ask him a question or explain an answer to him, I would have never interjected into his conversation. So what is Ripple? Now we're here on the BitcoinExchangeGuide.com. Ripple was launched a few years ago with the ambitious goal the developers wanted to enable the Internet of Value, to move money as easily as information is moved today. That's something that you're going to hear. If you started a Discord group with all of us, we could literally send information, photos, videos like this. Any person in your WhatsApp or your Tango, you can video call from here to Africa to China. I mean, you can have a group call across the entire world instantaneously. So that's what they're saying about Internet of Value. They're attempting to create a new asset class. It's already been created, as Digital Asset Investor states often. This is the first new asset class since the 1600s, I believe is what he says, since the bond markets were created. This is going to be the first new asset class since then. Basically, Ripple wanted to be a cryptocurrency built for enterprise and banking use. It wanted to enable fast cross-border payments, low transaction fees, and all of the other benefits of digital currency. Most importantly, to do this with the goal of targeting enterprise and banks, two groups that require extended features you won't find on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Like we stated before, Bitcoin is a Bitcoin to Bitcoin ledger, meaning if you wanted to transact on Bitcoin's ledger, you could put in a transaction, it would record on the database, but it's Bitcoin to Bitcoin. There's no atomic swap, there's no changing currencies through Bitcoin. The time is a bit slower. It's more costly than transacting with XRP, using XRapid on the distributed ledger, and the same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum is a developer application. As you could see with this exchange, like we said, they develop the tokenization of these stocks through Ethereum's platform. That is what Ethereum is. It's a developer-based platform. If you're going to be trading Ethereum, understand what it is. If you're going to be trading in Bitcoin, understand the possibilities of Lightning Network coming out and really taking over. The possibilities of Ethereum working with national governments like we've just spoken about and attempting to nationalize a currency, whether it be an ERC-20 nationalized currency that exists and flows on the Ethereum blockchain, or if it's an XRP based asset, or if it trades on, I'm going to jump here, or if it trades on any one. Like I said, I watched Digital Asset Investor, and he cut the gun with this chart with me yesterday because I had been doing a video XRP, its partnerships, and where exactly they stand in regards to the evolution of their business. Now, as you could see, we have multiple companies not only using XRP, testing XRP. First of all, this site right here is steps.hr. I have to spend an extended amount of time on this page. Extended. I mean, give yourself a half an hour to go through this site and understand. I'm going to literally go through this right now with you guys. It's going to be a deep dive. We're not going to click on the sites of these companies, but we're going to go through the entire list of everybody using XRP currently. As you guys know, the R3 blockchain company, Coil, blockchain company for micropayments, EuroX, which is a Omni. We've been hearing a lot. Omni is that rent your stuff. So if you have an extra bike or an extra pair of rollerblades, camping equipment with Omni, and they're another San Francisco based company. Omni will take your items, store them, house them for you, and rent them out to their customer base for a fee, which means you could take your unused, unwanted items like a bicycle or a snowboard or a chessboard or snowboarding equipment or camping equipment, and you can lease it to Omni. Basically, you can give it to Omni and they will release it back into the population of their database. So you'll be able to earn money off things that you don't necessarily use. We've got Catalyst Corporate Federal Credit Union, which obviously is a financial institution. TransferGo, which is money transfer. SendFriend, also money transfer. Quedex, which is digital assets exchange and remittance company. Vimericas, which is money transfer, money transfer, money transfer. Everything is money transfer. So I skipped a few. So like I said, you got to spend some time on this site and you got to familiarize yourself with these companies, not only to find out who's using XRP, why they're using it, their employee accounts. I mean, look, SBI Securities uses XRP. They have 1 to 5,000 employees. Oh my gosh. Qualex also uses XRP. 1 to 5,000 employees. Now, we've heard about this happening inside of like a compound, basically inside the Ripple compound in San Francisco or Silicon Valley. They might be utilizing the asset for what it is. They might have an in-house full usage, meaning that they might be requiring or be allowing for full access and transferring of money and value through the XRP system and ledger within their community, within their compound, which means if you're at the cafeteria or if you're trying to a cab, whatever's happening inside of their community is all functioning on XRP. It's basically like if we were to hypotheticalize this scenario that Disney itself was to go full XRP, meaning everything that happened inside the park, going to the park, inside of the park, is all happening on the XRP coin and ledger. That would be huge. That would mean that all of the employees, all of the guests, and it's the same thing that we spoke about with Starbucks. Once Starbucks invites in the cryptocurrency, and it's strangely enough that credit cards charge you 3% or more in some instances to transfer. If you were to try and get on a site like SD Bullion, if you were going to try and go buy physical precious metal, crazy enough, you've got 3 different price breakdowns, okay? I mean, I could probably pull it up, but you've got 3 price breakdowns. I'm not even going to try. I'll explain it to you. Price one is bank transfer. As you guys know, bank transfer with your cryptocurrencies. That's option one. Option two is cryptocurrency. Now, the credit card companies charge an exorbitant amount in fees. Now, understand those fees not only get passed on to the companies, but they get passed on to the customers. You will be paying an additional 3% fee to buy 10 gold coins through JM Bullion or SD Bullion, any one of these Bullion precious metal selling sites that give you access through your cryptocurrency and your bank and your credit cards. But understand, the cryptocurrency doesn't charge you as much money to transact as it does for your credit card. So understand, this is going to be a future benefit to the cryptocurrency space, is that credit card companies are going to be phasing out, or it's going to be like adopt or die. If these credit card companies do not enact block to lower the fees that they're paying step of the journey, it's going to be, it'll be actually really bad for the credit card companies if, let's say, a WireX or a BitPay company actually grows to such a massive place that they start to take over Visa or MasterCard based purely on fees. Because I think people love Visa and MasterCard because of the mainstay, because of how consistent and habitual it is. Like we've said, every place you go, there's a Visa or a MasterCard sign right there at the cash register. Whenever you're going to check out, it's sitting right in front of you. You've got to be able to look ahead. Don't necessarily just be stuck in the past, okay? And like we've said, from Ashish Burla, Ripple's product suite is growing. Now, this was put out a while ago. One thing that I can tell you in the time that I've spent on Ripple's website, I'm having time tracking their white paper, and there used to be such a clear-cut vernacular and pages upon differentiating between XRapid, XVIA, and XCurrent. I can tell you for sure that it's not as easy to find the differentiation between the three like you're gonna get here, okay? Because this is gonna tell you exactly what is going on between all three of the products. So we're gonna go ahead and take a dive into what they are, what XCurrent is, what XRapid is, and what XVIA is, and what it was originally intended for. Not necessarily, see, what we're doing now is we're stopping the future use case potential, the forward-looking statements. We need to focus on what the products are. Processing payments with XCurrent. A lot of people have been talking about XCurrent in border of solution. XCurrent is the new name of our existing enterprise solution that banks and other financial institutions currently use to instantly send and receive cross-border payments with end-to-end tracking and bi-directional messaging across Ripplenet. So I had stated that it was an internal border system that you could use. It can be used for internal border payments. So if you were crossing through state lines, or if you were transferring from city to city or company to company, this would be an okay platform to use. Like I said, bi-directional messaging across Ripplenet. Recently, we added a rule book developed in partnership with the Ripplenet Advisory Board to standardize all transactions across the network. So they're trying to create a standard. They're trying to create a subset of rules for the way that these XCurrent transfers happen, so that if you were going to be a new player coming into the to know exactly what you could use XCurrent for, the locked in, that you wouldn't have to guess what is this, what is that, what is this. The interledger protocol is the backbone of the solution. It makes it possible for instant payments to be sent across a variety of different networks. It's our belief that this is the only way to scale the global network for future demand, the interledger protocol. Sourcing liquidity. Now, we've talked about liquidity, and that's why we said that the owner of Uphold said that if he could get liquidity provider, Uphold itself would be able to provide instantaneous funding to your Uphold account. Instantaneous. Obviously, because Ripple, the company, was providing all the liquidity specifically through Uphold's account, there'd be no question. They already have partners. They already have partnerships. They already have gateways open. So building on and enhancing those gateways would not be difficult if Brad Garlinghouse was to sit down at the same table with the employees, the representatives from Uphold, exchange for that abilities. Okay, source and liquidity with XRapid. XRapid is a new product currently being built for payment providers. As we've gone out to market with XCurrent, we've uncovered an untapped need for low-cost liquidity solutions for emerging markets. XRapid uniquely uses XRP to lower the liquidity costs of payments in emerging markets. Product development is well underway and it's already released. And I look forward to sharing more information over the coming months. Now, that's already released. I've already released XRapid into the ecosystem. Now, like we said here with Stedas, it's like all of these companies are already using R3, Coil, Axiom, List, Vimericus, SBI Securities, Qualex, Sadad, which is an electronic payment system, Mercury FX, Flash FX. It's crazy. XRP Tipbot, which is cool. I want to thank you guys for all of you on Twitter that have been sending me portions of XRP through the Tipbot. Weedsy Wind, thank you very much. JNFX, which is a foreign exchange. I mean, these companies are literally using XRapid and XRP now. XRapid uniquely uses XRP to lower the liquidity cost of payments in emerging markets. Product development is well underway. So, sending payments with XVIA. XVIA is also a new product currently in development. Again, this is an older article. XVIA is for those who want to send international payments through a bank or payment provider on Ripplenet. Now, we've spoken about this before. The option of taking a payment through XVIA and having it transfer ultimately through XRP and the XRapid system is there. There is multi-hop. There is the ability to create an XRP payment either one of those systems through XVIA or through XCurrent. Is a standard interface as a simple API that enables users to send global payments with transparency into payment status and attach rich payment information like invoices. So it doesn't have to just be you're sending money across the board. Let's try and take it to the next level. If you're going to be able to send, I mean, like we saw with XCurrent and XVIA, you're able to send invoices and bi-directional messaging. Now, the question is there the ultimate forever aspect of the ledger, of that piece of the blockchain? Can we start to sell houses through XVIA? Is there titles and deeds? And to lock all of these escrow payments and inspection requirements, can we lock all of these things into XVIA and into XRapid and utilize XCurrent in processing the messaging? Can all of these things be done in the future? I believe it can be. I think the sky is the limit, honestly, with this industry, with this technology. Personally, this is Ashish Burla speaking. Personally, I couldn't be more excited about the potential that Ripple, together with our customers, is bringing to the payment space. We continue to work towards our vision of building the Internet of Value, the IOV. To that extent, our products are designed to provide a single, frictionless experience to send payments globally. It's very great to hear Ashish Burla. Now, you wouldn't expect one of the employees or representatives of the company to be coming out and talking crap about it. They're going to be going out and they're going to be pushing it. They're going to be giving you all the forward-looking statements. They're going to be letting you know what is on the horizon. Now, we already know what's happened. XVIA, XCurrent, XDirect, those are all out there. SBI Ripple Asia is already there. Qualex is already transferring with XRP. Here we go from Smarterium. XRP adoption is on the rise as Ripple dominates banking and financial industry. This is from Andreas Kaplan, published January 11th, 2019. If you've carried out cross-border bank transactions before, you must have felt the frustration of waiting for a minimum of 24 hours and paying exorbitant fees for something that you can do with a click button. Ripplenet Inc. is closing the gap with Ripplenet, which provides small and medium-scale enterprises with a competitive edge for cross-border settlements. The San Francisco-based firm Ripple Inc. said that the payment infrastructure of the world has not changed since the pungent days of disco, almost 40 years ago. Operations of businesses are unnecessarily delayed by the current banking system, which relies on decades-old infrastructure. They're definitely talking about Swift, SwiftNet, and the ACH transfer systems. Today, businesses need to plan for days of hindrances while payment providers and banks self-fund multi-currency accounts and pass the transaction fees and overinflated overinflated exchange rates onto their clients. So like we've said, is that most of these companies, Visa, MasterCard, countries themselves, banks, these guys are passing on their fees to their customers, which is us. Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin, obviously, some of these cryptocurrencies have higher latency and errors sometimes than others. Like Ripplenet has not had any failures, I don't believe. I think it's been great since it's been adopted as far as the distributed ledger goes. According to the firm, Ripple speeds up transactions, brings together a level of clarity to a level of certainty to cross-border payments. Smaller transactions in developing markets such as China, India, and Brazil will benefit more from the cross-border settlements platform that don't cost as much or take several days. Cross-border will increase by 3.4% this year. Now, this was written in 2019. According to the World Bank, Ripple is presently the vanguard of the industry and is partnered with more than 100 payment providers and banks. Now, there's been numbers of 200 thrown out. Ripple is the firm with the products such as Xcurrent, Ripplenet, and XRapid. Some of these products work with the XRP ledger, like we've said. So, as the adoption of these products increases, the adoption of XRP also increases. And this might have significant effect on its value in the near future. Definitely, I believe it could have an effect on its value in the near future. Now, we've seen partnership after partnership and announcement after announcement and just flatlined, stagnated prices, Bitcoin crushing under 4,000, XRP falling under 35, starting to flirt with 31 and 32 and getting close to 30. Understand, as we're starting to get close to 30, Ripple XRP, you can spend all the time you want trying to differentiate between the two, but it's going to be a harder equation to do because as you go on Ripple's site, there's going to be sections that show you information about XRP. So to the regular investor, they are not different entities, are the same. Today, the world sends more than $155 trillion across borders, yet the underlying infrastructure is dated and flawed. Ripple connects banks, payment providers, and digital asset exchanges via Ripplenet to provide one frictionless experience to send money globally. So as you can see, there's a lot of activity. People like to call Ripple a centralized entity, or that there's centralized ownership of the XRP token based on the escrow that Ripple. I don't believe that the amount of a cryptocurrency that any one individual holds or was gifted in the beginning is considered centralized, because first of all, they can't just drop all of it onto the market. It's in an escrow where $1 billion a month is allowed to be moved out and sold from Ripple to banks, payment providers, liquidity providers to build out the the Ripplenet to build the distributed ledger infrastructure. 1 billion a month. Anything that's not sold goes back into the escrow. So I think it's something like 50 months left, I think, that Ripple is going to have the ability to be selling these XRP onto the market. Or like they were gifted the XRP, to be able to gift that XRP to, like we said, a liquidity provider. Like we said, there's so many customers. It's kind of intense to think you just right here on the page. American Express is on Ripple's website. Telegram is on their website. I mean, Axis Bank, Westpac, CIMB Bank, SBI Remit. If you guys were to calculate the amount of money that exists throughout all these platforms, and the platforms that haven't even brought it to the forefront yet, that's pretty okay. So we're here on CoinGate now. Accept Ripple XRP pay. Let your customers with XRP get Euro payouts or convert to Bitcoin. So, like we said, everybody's kind of moving in that direction of, we're going to get on board with XRP. You guys are already on board. If you've even made it to this point in the video, you're way on board with XRP. Congratulations, because massive entities are now getting on board. Now, what do these massive entities have access to? Massive customer databases. It's like the situation with Tron and with BitTorrent. BitTorrent was acquired by the Tron company, Justin Sun, who's a very active head of the cryptocurrency company Tron. Very active. What's the benefit behind buying BitTorrent? Which I remember using BitTorrent when I was a kid to illegally stream movies or download music. That's the way everybody did it. So BitTorrent has 100 million users, and you're wondering why the price of Tron is fluctuating so much. Is there's a little bit of FOMO. People are starting to get a little worried that this Tron thing might get out of hand. It might be an unattainable asset, at least as far as having the upside that you do at 2 to 3 cents like you do now. Understand, Tron had a high of like 28 cents. I mean, that's like a 10x or 9 or 8x. I mean, understand, we're talking about real numbers, real partnerships. So you gotta, if you run a business or a company that takes money or runs Visa transactions every day, you need to get in contact with companies like Coil. You need to like get in contact with Coil, and you need to be running all of these things on your platforms. If you're an XRP supporter, it's time to support it. And another thing you need to understand, for those of you that have never signed on to GitHub before, we've saw the creators and the 11,000 commits. I mean, people are starting to understand what GitHub is, and GitHub is a way to come in and check the activity from the team that is building a project. So if a new project's coming out and they don't have a GitHub and they don't have a website or a white paper or a team, it's time to take a step back. Don't just be so excited to jump into projects. We're not in the land of ICOs anymore. We're in the land of security token offerings and utility tokens. It's not a time to necessarily speculate on bottom feeders. Unless you're going to put in 10 or I mean, look, I put in $30 into Holochain the other day, HOT, H-O-T, because it's at fractions of a penny, and I was able to get 50,000 of them for $36, and now it's worth only $30, but I've still got 50,000 of them. Just like the amount of XRP that you have. If there becomes a time in this world where XRP becomes, that's going to be very important that you still have your XRP. Seriously, because if you could start to buy houses, to transact business through the XRP interledger protocol or through distributed ledger, that would be really important. All right, here's going to be the last article of the day. Ivanka Trump is reported under consideration to leave the World Bank. So that is that's interesting to think, and there instantaneous liquidity and transactions. It's going to be exciting to see what exactly happens in regards to who's going to be fired, who's going to be hired, what's going to be adopted, and what's going to be the... All right, guys. I hope you work on the tracking of the video, because I know that we're getting a little bit of shakiness in the camera. I'm going to try and work on that for tomorrow's video, but I really do. I hope you guys have a beautiful day.